Dear Chayale, as we write this letter to you, we stop and think back to your birth. It was early in the morning when we looked at each other and knew this was it. Our life as we knew it was about to get a whole lot more wonderful. And then, on Monday, Zayin Nisan 5767, March 26, 2007, at 5:50 p.m., weighing in at 7 pounds 15 ounces, our adorable bundle of joy entered this world. We named you Chaya Mushka after our holy Rebbitzin. We were so fortunate to have Bubby and Zadie Kazin, along with Bubby and Zadie Lane, the Rappaports, and the Rubensteins join us for your first Pesach. What amazing memories we have from that incredible Pesach. You were so lucky to have spent so much time with our dear Bubby Shilla. She is so proud of you, and we miss her so much. You're an extremely thoughtful person who is caring and sensitive to the feelings of others. Your love for life and bubbly personality is contagious. You are beautiful inside and out, and your sense of right from wrong is priceless. With your sharp, bright mind and mature way of expressing yourself, you are a great friend and cousin to so many. Baruch Hashem, we are so grateful for our gift, who has given us so much to smile about. 12 and a half years ago, before you were born, our family embarked on our own shluchos, as we moved from New York to Orlando to bring the warmth of Torah and Judaism to our amazing community. Born a shlucha of the Rebbe before you were old enough to realize it, you were helping others find joy in learning Torah and doing mitzvot. One of the things the Rebbe and Rebbitzin taught us is to live a meaningful life is to be there for others. To help another person is to put everything aside and give to others with joy. This is what you do. You are always there for the students, learning with them, cooking with them, laughing with them, and teaching them the beauty of our heritage. Chayale, you are so fortunate to come from a beautiful ancestry of Hasidim, followers of our holy Rebbeim. Your grandparents are Hasidim and Shluchim, and what unites all of them is their passion for Torah and mitzvahs and caring for others. We are so fortunate to have Bubby and Zadie Lane, Bubby and Zadie Lipsker, Bubby Collinson, and Bubby Shilla of blessed memory play such important roles in your life. May you always continue in the rich path that they have paved for you. How lucky we are to have a daughter who is the best older sister to Mendel, Yankel, Zalman, and Arla. Today, as you turn 12, you take full responsibility for the mitzvot. We bless you that the joy you experience today stay with you forever, and that you continue to inspire all those around you as a dugma chaya, a living example to others, and grow as a proud Hasidic girl. Love, Mommy and Tati.
Rebbitzin Chaya Mushka Schneerson was born in Bobanovich, near the town of Lubavitch, in Belarus in 1901. Upon her birth, her grandfather, the fifth Rebbe, chose a name for her. Telegraphing from abroad, if she hasn't been named yet, she should be called Chaya Mushka. Her childhood was spent at the seat of the Lubavitch movement, as the granddaughter and daughter of generations of the revered Rebbes of Chabad. When leadership of the movement was placed upon her father's shoulders, he became the target of continuous threats by the communist regime. With uncertainty hanging over him, he entrusted his middle daughter with the power to conduct all legal transactions on his behalf. In 1927, when the secret police showed up to arrest her father, she ran to the window and called out to her future husband, "Schneerson, guests have arrived," thereby saving him from their clutches and setting in motion a plan to save the movement's priceless manuscripts. When her father's death sentence was commuted to exile, it was Chaya Mushka who accompanied him on the lonely journey. A year later, the young woman who was nurtured on the knees of great Rebbes and Rebbitzins married the person who would become Rebbe himself. The couple settled in Berlin, where they maintained a decidedly non-public life, suiting both of their modest personas. In 1933, they fled to Paris. The Rebbitzin would reflect fondly upon this period. When the Nazis were approaching France several years later, they were compelled to flee again. Their journey ended a year and a half later when they reached New York. The Rebbitzin, with her husband, had arrived to the side of her esteemed father. As people began to take note of the reserved young man who had been appointed to lead Lubavitch's central organizations, his wife continually tried to conceal her regal bearing. Many a store on Kingston Avenue would receive a phone call for a delivery, only to notice at the end that it was Mrs. Schneerson from President Street. In 1950, her father passed away, and the mantle of leadership transferred to her husband. As the Rebbe toiled around the clock, she remained a steadfast pillar of support behind the scenes, but never wavering for a moment. For decades on end, as the world came knocking on his door, demanding more and more of his time and attention, the Rebbitzin stood in the wings, supporting, and wherever possible, assisting. When the movement and her husband faced a critical challenge on the nature of a Rebbe, she summed up her own life experience, declaring, "The Rebbe and everything he owns belongs to Hasidim." So discreet was she that for many, it was only when they observed the Rebbe after her passing that they realized what she meant to him. From that day in 1988, on his visits to the resting place of his father-in-law, the Rebbe would often spend a few moments in prayer at her resting place as well. Today, thousands of Jewish women and girls proudly bear her name. The Rebbe and Rebbitzin had been a source of blessing for so many, but sadly, they were not to have children of their own. A young boy once visited the Rebbitzin's home and naively asked her, "Rebbitzin, where are your children?" The Rebbitzin responded, "All Hasidim are the Rebbe's children."